Okay, today I want to talk about the four forms of fitness that I always talk about when I visit patients in the hospital or I do public presentations. And the four forms of fitness are mental fitness, physical fitness, spiritual fitness, and financial fitness. And I want to talk about why, as a society, we do everything pretty much half assed backwards, including myself. I was just as guilty of that as well. We grow up and we're told that we have to get an education, that we have to get into a career, that we have to make money, that we have to become financially secure. And that takes time to establish. In some instances, could take years. Okay, so we're busy pursuing the almighty dollar. Okay, and putting all the other stuff, whether it's our mental fitness, physical fitness, or spiritual fitness, on hold. And they say, and then your thought process is, okay, well then I'll worry about that stuff once I get to that point. Well, by the time you get to that point, you're married, you might have a couple kids, kids got extracurricular activities, baseball, softball, football, volleyball, whatever it might be, and you still don't have time for that because life happens, life gets busy. And then what happens? You get sick, physically or mentally. I've seen this repeated over and over and over in my life. And that's what happened to me. I didn't get sick physically, but I got sick mentally. And as a result of getting sick mentally, dealing with PTSD, anxiety, and depression that was undiagnosed, you develop some addictive tendencies. When you develop some addictive tendencies, I don't care what that is, could be alcohol, could be mind-altering substances, could be shopping, could be hoarding, could be video gaming, could be sex, could be gambling. Doesn't make a difference. Okay, an addiction is an addiction. Whatever your drug of choice is your drug of choice. That puts a strain on you financially. Okay, and all of a sudden that financial house that you created comes crashing down. And you end up going through a divorce and you end up getting in more of a mental fog or depression. You lose your relationship with your kids. Happened to me. You have grandkids that you haven't met. Happened to me. Okay? I look back at my life, I did everything half-assed backwards, and it took me basically about 45 years to get it right. And that is the basis to your fitness, those four forms of fitness, is not the financial, it's not pursuing the almighty dollar. It's really the foundation is going to be your mental fitness, your physical fitness, and your spiritual fitness. And once you have that foundation laid and put in place, then you start building the financial fitness. And in my opinion, those forms of fitness should be starting to be established at a very, very young age. A very young age. Okay? Because when you focus on yourself physically and mentally, you're going to create good habits that are going to become a lifestyle. And that lifestyle is not going to change as life happens and you end up getting married and end up having kids. Okay, you're going to be in a better position financially long term. You're not going to incur the medical expenses if you develop a physical ailment, or you're not going to develop the medical expenses if, God forbid, you have to go into psychiatric care or some type of rehab facility because you develop some addictive tendencies. Okay, you're going to be a better spouse, a better partner, a better parent to your kids. You're going to be leading by example. And that's going to be the basis, okay, of our society for us to improve. You're going to establish daily disciplines. You're going to establish daily rituals. You're going to eat your food like medicine and have a good diet. You're going to exercise on a regular basis. You're going to be physically fit. By doing those two things, it's going to prevent physical ailments down the road. Now, obviously, you might develop something that might be genetic or what have you, but at least you're reducing the exposure to certain physical ailments by living a healthy lifestyle. And by doing that, okay, you're going to put yourself in a better position to withstand the pain of life, okay, the stresses of life, and you're going to be able to handle them in a much healthier way. The third form of fitness that I really talk about too is the spiritual fitness. Okay, and that is important because spiritual fitness means you need to find purpose in life. You need to pursue purpose in life. And you need to live with purpose in life. And so many people get stuck in this rut of working a job every single day, pursuing the almighty dollar, paying the bills, going to kid functions and so forth. Sometimes you wake up, and I talk to people all the time, and you're like, is this it? Is this what I'm here for? I had other dreams I wanted to pursue. I had other things I wanted to do. So you want to establish that basis as early as you possibly can. And if you do that, you're going to have a much more productive life. You're probably going to have a much stronger financial house. You're going to be stronger from a financial fitness perspective, and you're going to live a more purposeful life. So just wanted to get that out there. Again, some of this stuff is covered in the book, Suffer the Tougher. Again, follow us on our Facebook community. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And visit our website at suffertotougher.org. Peace.